Question 11. Subtract two complex number. The two are complex number. Do subtraction. A plus 2i. Remove the parentheses. Don't change the sign. Negative times negative become positive 3. Negative times positive is a negative ai. Then a add 3. Real parts, real number add together, get 11. Imaginary part add together, 2i minus ai, get minus 6i. Next example, 11 minus 5i is a complex number, minus 4 minus 7i, a complex number. Remove the parentheses, 11 minus 5i, don't change the sign, minus 4, minus change to plus, negative times negative become positive, 7i. Combine like term, real number add together, 11 minus 4 get 7. Imaginary parts add together, negative 5 add 7i is positive 2i. Then the two subtraction, negative 5 minus 4i. Negative times negative become positive, negative times negative become positive, distributive in. So then negative 5 add 5 is 0. Negative 4i add 4i is 0. So answer is 0. Then question 12 is do the complex number multiplication. 3 minus I quantity square. So you will use the formula, completing square formula. A square minus 2ab plus b square. 3 square minus 2 times 3 times I plus I square. First term square minus 2 times first term times second term, add second term square. 3 square is 9 minus 2 times 3i is minus 6i plus I square is equal negative 1. Then 9 add negative 1 get a minus 6i. Then this the two complex number do multiplication use FOIL. First term times first term, 2 times 1 is 2. Outer term product, 2 times 3i is 6i. Inner term product, negative 5i times 1 is negative 5i. The last term product, negative 5i times 3i. So 2 add 6i combined imaginary parts add together. 6i minus 5i is 1i. And 5 times 5 is 15. I times I is I square. Then 2 add I minus 15. I square equal negative 1. Then negative times negative 15 become plus 15. Combine the real number. 2 add 15 is 17i plus I. Next example. This one you can use the formula A minus B quantity times A plus B equal first term square minus A square minus B square. So first term is 5 square minus 4i quantity square. So 5 square is 25 minus 4 square I square. I square equal negative 1. 4 square equals 16. Negative times negative become plus. So 25 add 16, it's a 41. And this use the FOIL. First term product, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Outer term product, negative times negative become positive 9i. Inner term product, 4i times 2 is plus 8i. The last term product, net positive times negative is a negative. And 4 times 3 is 12. I times I is I square. Then negative 6. Combine the imaginary number, 9i plus 8i is 17i. The two are like term. And I square equal negative 1. Then negative times negative become plus 12. Then combine the real number, negative 6 add 12, get 6, and plus 17i. Then next question is do the division of two complex number. First example, negative 3 plus I over divided by 4 minus 2i. and we times the denominator conjugate. What's conjugate? 4 minus 2i conjugate is 4 plus 2i. Like next example, denominator 1 minus 2i, the conjugate is 1 plus 2i. Like this example, 1 plus 2i, the conjugate is 1 minus 2i. A real number general form is a plus bi. Is a complex number general form is a plus bi. Conjugate is a minus bi. A plus bi and a minus bi, they are conjugate to each other. A plus bi, a minus bi, we call conjugate to each other. So this question, when we do division, we have to times the denominator conjugate. 4 minus 2i conjugate is 4 plus 2i. On numerator also times by 4 plus 2i. So denominator, you time together, you can use the difference of square formula, which is a minus b times quantity times a plus b equal a square minus b square. So 4 square minus second term square, 2i quantity square. And the numerator, you use the FOIL, first term product, negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And the inner term product, outer term product, negative 3 times 2i is a negative 6i. And the add inner term product, 4i, negative 6i add 4i is negative 2i. Then last term product, 2 times I square. Then denominator 4 square is 16 minus 2 square, 4i square. Numerator negative 12 minus 2i, add 2, I square equal negative 1. Then simplify it. Then negative 12 and minus 2i, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 12, negative 2 is negative 14 minus 2i. And 16 minus 4i squared equal negative 1. Negative times negative become plus 4. So 16 add 4 is 20. Negative 14 minus 2i. Common factor 2, factor out. Negative 14, factor out 2. Get negative 7. Negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7. Negative 2i divided by 2 get negative I. You can distribute it in to check. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. 2 times negative I is negative 2i equal over 20. So cancel 2. Cancel 2. And 20 cancel 2 get 10. 20 cancel 2 get 10. 20 if you cancel 2 get 10. So the denominator is 10. Numerator is negative 7 minus I. Then second example. 1 plus 2i over 1 minus 2i. And times denominator conjugate is 1 plus 2i. And also numerator also times by 1 plus 2i. So the denominator use the difference of square formula. Get first term square, 1 square, minus second term square, 2i quantity square. And numerator, you can use the 1 plus 2i square, perfect square formula, or use FOIL, like 1 times 1, first term product is 1, outer term product 2i, inner term product 2i, add together is 4i, last term product 2i times 2 times 2 is 4, I times I square. Then denominator 1 square is 1, minus 2 square is 4, I square, I square. Then 1 plus 4i plus 4 times I square equal negative 1. Then 1 plus 4i, positive times negative is negative 4. And 1 minus 4i square equal negative 1. So then negative 1 times negative become plus 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. Then negative 3 plus 4i over 5. Next example. 6 minus 2i and negative 4i. So this question, you don't need to use conjugate. You just need times by I, both sides. You can remove that I. So you times I both sides, get negative 4i squared. Numerator times by I, distributive in, get 6i minus 2i squared. So get 6i minus 2 times I squared equal negative 1. Net over negative 4 times I squared equal negative 1. So negative 4 times negative 1 is a positive 4. 6i, negative times negative become plus 2. Then you can factor out common factor 2. 2 factor out 2, get 1. 6i factor out 2, get 3i. Denominator is a 4. Common factor 2 cancel. Cancel 2, get 1. 4 cancel 2, get 2. So it's 1 plus 3i over 2. And next question. Example. Negative 5i over 1 plus 2i. So times by conjugate 1 minus 2i. So numerator also times by 1 minus 2i. Denominator use the difference of square formula. Get 1 square minus 2i quantity square. Numerator distributive in. Negative 5i times 1 is negative 5i. Negative times negative become positive. 5 times 2 is 10. I times I is I square. And then negative 5i plus 10i squared equal negative 1. 1 square is 1 minus 2 square is 4. I square. Then negative 5i plus positive times negative is 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. And I square equal negative 1. So then put in the standard form of the quadratic formula, of the complex number. A plus bi is the a real number put first. Imaginary parts put second. A plus bi form. So the real parts, negative 10 put first. And imaginary parts put second, minus 5i. So this negative times negative become plus 4. So denominator is 5. Then divided. Negative 10 over 5. And minus 5i over 5. Cancel 5. Get negative 2 minus I.